Hey everybody! Wow, that was bad. That was a bad intro. Hey everybody! Oh, that sounded even worse. Hey everybody! Welcome back to another, I don't know, Infinitode 2 video or something. I don't know what this is. What this is supposed to be. I don't really care. Look at that. 61 frames while we're recording on like 720 or something. I think it's 480 actually. 480p. 480p, 60 frames per second. I could not complain less. Same phone. It just works now. I don't know why. Look, it constantly goes up to 61. This is amazing. I'm sorry again for the music. I don't know how to fix it and put it lower than my voice. I don't want to test that. I'm lazy. We don't do that here at all. Okay, so today we will be doing something interesting. And when I mean interesting, I mean something that I probably should have done a while ago. What are the best towers in the game? What are the best towers in the game? What tower should you be focusing on? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, there are 6 of them. And I'm going to give you names in case that's all you needed. And it'll be in order of most useful to not least useful, but more situational, like more, or go from the most general use to the more specific use. And I guess there's other towers that are really good, but for the most part, these are good towers. Best tower, most general, great tower, cannon. Cannon, you unlock by level 2 and will be your best friend throughout the entire game. You will not leave it, you will not get rid of it. It is the one tower you should max first. Now, this is where it gets tricky. What is my second tower? As much as it hurts me, not missile. I'm gonna have to say blast. Blast is a lifesaver. So much of this game is not possible, or so much of the stuff that we do, those insane scores that we get on 5.5. Just look at this. My old 12 million score is not even worth top 10 anymore, where it was worth top 12 before. It wasn't worth top 100 ever. Oh yeah, by the way, that old score that we got before, it's not even top 100 worthy. I have to update the video now. That update's gonna come very soon. But so much of this that we have now would be impossible without blasts. And again, I'll show what I mean in a second. Don't worry. Third best, missile. Here's where missile comes in. Missile is going to be our best friend for late game games. And that's why it's less than cannon, even though it has a higher damage. It costs a little bit more, but again, higher damage late game. That's why it's more of a late game tower, not a tower that you're going to want to be investing in first. Always invest first in cannon. It's going to be your best bang for your buck. Fourth tower, I should say second tower or second best tower is actually a tie between freeze and blast. But if I had to put it somewhere by itself individually, freeze would be fourth. While freeze is really useful, its major downturn, it's really laggy. When you put like 50 of them, I don't understand why. Maybe it's all the particles. It's probably all the snowballs. It is all the snowballs, but it's super laggy. Nobody likes to use it, except for me. I love it. Not everyone uses it. We just kind of have to put up with the lag and hope that our phones don't explode, or our computers, whatever you're using, hope it doesn't explode. Now, we've got 3 situational towers, but for the sake of the video, it will not include one of them. First situational tower, or 5th tower in our list, Tesla. Ooh, Tesla is a special one, because Tesla is a tower that you'll probably be using as soon as you get it up until about 5.4. That's where I'm going to say you kind of stop using it and start using missile. Well, actually, I don't know when you unlock missile 5.1, but you're probably not gonna have it researched enough till about 5.5, and maybe even before. But Tesla is the god, or I shouldn't say that. It's just the best in stories. It's just so good because most story levels don't ever. The main quests don't go over like 150. I think it's max 180. Waves, and Tesla's gonna be great up until like about 200 waves. It holds up really well, does not fall off, great damage. And now our last situational tower, sniper, and you see splash over here. We're gonna leave splash off. There's a special video for that coming up. Do not worry. Splash, I have not forgotten about you. You are the most situational of us all. But sniper right here, most situational. It's not a bad tower at all, but it kind of falls off, and you're kind of not going to be using it. But for the sake of this video, I will be showing you what each tower and what I mean. So here we have level 1.8. Your first reaction to this level is like, wow, there's a boss now. I'm going to have to use my newly acquired sniper and my cannon and my freeze and my I forgot what that's called. Basic tower. Yes, I'm gonna have to use all those newly acquired stuff. And then you get far and you realize, wow, all along, all I needed was cannon. Cannon is the unspoken hero of this game. A single cannon can last up until 150 rounds easily with no outside interference. Nothing. It is not weak to any tower. But I mean weak, I mean there's certain like I hate saying things like this because now I have to explain it, but I don't want to explain it until I get to the tower. This hurts. Okay, but what I meant to say was, well, it doesn't have a particular weakness. If we check over here, what I mean by weakness is like, well, it does have wind, air enemies. That's his only downfall. Is it can't attack air units. But is that really a weakness? So much as it is a little quirk or a balance, I should say, so it's not overpowered. No. You unlock cannon, level 1.2, and people use it up until they die, I guess, and then not die as in like outside of the game. I mean literally in the game. They play it till they die. This tower is so versatile and it's super cheap for the beginning game. It's almost unbelievable. And actually, somebody went through and maxed out all towers in endless mode, and cannon does end up being cheaper than even the basic tower. Whereas here, these are both, I think, basic's not even maxed yet, so it should be cheaper. But at the end of the game, cannon is actually cheaper than basic, which is just insane. Which means that you would have a very, very cheap cannon. Don't sleep on this one. Cannon is gonna be there from the very beginning. And now, what abilities do I recommend? People always ask this: range and sharpenal. Foundation, you should never really need. Um, but early game, I'd say you need sharpenal and then long barrel. But when you're late game, I choose long barrel first and then sharpenal. There's no reason to go the other way around. You saw that poor thing. There's no other way. There's no reason to go the other way around late game. But early game, you're gonna want the sharpenal 3 splinter, 75% damage each thing. You're gonna really want that. But just now that we killed that boss and defiled that poor level, I'm very sorry. I did not mean to do that to you. Probably should have gotten 3 stars. Okay, now let's go on to our next tower. So, our next tower. Oh wow, I fell down to 4th place. I was in 2nd place just like a year ago. Jeez, what happened? Our next tower, Blast. Oh, what would we do without you? I'm not even gonna talk about this at all. I'm just gonna let the tower speak for itself. Actually, I should say something before I just let the music play. And, you know, this tower, do not sleep on it at all. Its only weakness is air enemies. And that is so easily fixed with other tower. This tower is the heart of every gameplay late game. It prolongs so many games, and it makes our life so much easier. It's a tower that at first seems like you're like, oh, am I gonna use this? And then you see that level 10 ability, and you're like, what? And you're like, okay, there's a 10% chance, and it's just one tile. Well, what's that gonna do for me? Blast is really cheap. You only need it at. You don't even need to upgrade it. You can keep them level 0 throughout the entire game. What you want is a stopping force and 20 of them, and you're set for the entire game. I'm not even kidding. That's all you need. That's all you need. And on top of that, they're stunning. They're keeping things in place. This tower has one of the most versatile kits, I could say. And its only real downfall is I guess its range. It can attack every enemy just like every explosive tower in the game. Just like Freeze Tower can freeze every tower except for the frozen enemy, whatever. Um, yeah, Blast. I'm just gonna let it speak for itself, just so you can see. It's insane. I'm not overplaying it. I'm not overstating it. It's legitimately insane how good this gets late game. not to state something, there's something very special about what abilities you should choose. Swoosh and some other guy made these calculations, this spreadsheet, whatever. Very, very mathematical stuff that I do not understand, but I will take it from them and pretend like I did something I did not. I was kidding. Don't take that as fact. What you should take as fact is that you should choose fast mechanism and sonic wave over heavy shell. May seem weird. You may not like it, but that damage is not worth it. And neither is that chance a stun for losing 0.8 attack speed. It's better to have something that has all pros. Damage becomes irrelevant. Remember, at some point you're doing MDPS building, right? So there's no need for heavy shell. You're gonna want fast mechanism and sonic wave. What are you gonna choose first? Probably fast mechanism. I choose fast mechanism first, then do sonic wave, and go from there. Stopping first will come automatically as long as you have the level 10 upgraded tree. Is that great? Yes. Do I love it? Of course. Am I gonna use it? Oh, yes. For the rest of my life. Now, I said I would leave this one off till its own, but there is no other way to demonstrate what exact ways to do together without putting them together. Freeze, splash, or blast. The most overpowered combo ever. There's no combo that does a better job at stalling the enemy and keeping them behind and just watch. You stun them in one place, you slow them down so they don't even go far in the first place. They don't get past this tile. What more do you want from the tower? And now, you're gonna be like, well, yeah, but I'm sure at like round 350 that changes. The only thing that changes is that you're not killing the enemies, but they're gonna be creeping across so slowly because you have to use these towers together to get the full effect. You can use them individually, you can use only freezing, or you can use only blast, but you're really gonna want them together. You're gonna want the towers working in synergy to really bring out the full effect of both the freeze tower and the blast tower. Pair this up with damage dealing towers, you're going to be going hundreds and hundreds of waves into overtime. When before you could only get 215, yeah, well now you can get 556, and you'd be like, wow, piece of cake. I can go even further because I have 100 million damage for MDPS. Yeah, it gets that crazy. I'm not kidding. So, I cannot overstate this enough. These two towers, synergy, great. I don't want to continue because I'm lazy. Let's move to the next one. Let's see. Now, can I overstate this tower enough? No. Do I want to skip it? Yeah. Are we gonna skip it? Of course not. No. What's a good? What tower? What map did I choose for this one again? I forgot. Oh, this one. Okay. No, not this one. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be this one. This lost level. So, I'm gonna demonstrate two towers working really well together, right? Let's start with Tesla. Yes, the specialized tower. Now, let me show you why it's good, but why I wouldn't necessarily use it alone at all. I would definitely pair with a good cannon too. Um, so we're gonna get to about round 7, and you see those blue little guys, those blue things, cute, adorable. Yeah, you're gonna want to put a missile ASAP as soon as possible because those things cannot attack because they're dielectric. They cannot be electrofighters or something. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. Um, yeah. So this tower works a little differently. Because this tower is not meant to be late game, it's meant to be more of a story mode tower because of how cheap it is and how useful it is. I would not necessarily go for the increased voltage. I would go for the large batteries and the damage, or the high current. Large batteries, high current. That's what I would go for. Lightning. Now this one, unless you've got a specialized, um, I guess you could say map, or like you, for whatever reason, your missiles on one corner and like the portals on the other, you're gonna want to be choosing anti-air and combat missiles. Vertical launch is only acceptable if like you really, really have like a brand new missile that you just can't wait to try out. And I mean, you can't wait to try out. Like you literally can't wait. Like you're using it at level 0 type of stuff. You're gonna maybe want vertical launch. But as for me, no. I very much rather the combat missiles, because that's 50% extra damage, and every missile is gonna either hit or be used. I don't know how, but they're gonna definitely be used, and anti-air system. So I described what every single tower does. What do missile and Tesla do? Well, Tesla just has a really fast attack. So putting it on attack speed 4 actually doesn't really demonstrate how good it is by itself. Neither is putting this guy on a power multiplier. But I mean, like, this guy's beams at some point split into two. I don't know how many levels you have to increase for that to happen. I forget. I think it's like, we're almost there. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. I just wanted to demonstrate something because it's fun. You can just do it like this. Yeah, there we go. Now splitting into two. See? So that's how fast it is. That's how fast it can be. You have no chance against this boy. Okay. And now missile. The magic doesn't just come in the amount of damage it does and its explosive rounds. Yeah, that's all wonderful. That's all great. We love it. That's not all there is to this tower. Because we have overweighted shells. Enemies with 75% more with more than 75% damage or HP take 25% more damage. What does that mean? Well, remember what I said about late game? At one point your tower's not going to be able to keep up. Yeah, that's going to happen really quick. I mean, like 200 rounds and you can't keep up. Let's say you get to 250 with some of your abilities. You've used like a couple nukes, maybe 2 or 3. Use like 1 or 2 firestorms, maybe a couple poisons in there. You've gotten really far and you're like, yeah, I did great, right? Now missiles at one point aren't going to be able to keep up. And for the most part, enemies are going to be at that like near full HP threshold. I'm going to let that play out. So what you're going to get is that you're going to get missiles that are constantly doing 25% more damage to all enemies. You get 25% more damage for MDPS. And so you actually, late game, missile could be your lifesaver. You could be dealing only 100 million damage, but then all of a sudden you're dealing 125, 150, 175. You're like, whoa, what happened? 175 million MDPS, what happened? Where did this come from? It's great, I can survive longer. And it is indeed great. I'm only upgrading this guy because I want to demonstrate how good it is. It's great. And then missile is like putting it to shame at level 2. But we don't talk about that. No, don't leave me. It's funny because bong lightning can actually hurt those guys easily. It hurts their boo-boos. Okay, I've demonstrated these two. Time to demonstrate the last tower, which is my least favorite. But I do agree it has its uses. I'm not going to judge you if you decide to use it. Another boss, because this is where this tower shines. And probably the only place that it shines. We're talking about the sniper. So, the sniper is not exactly a standalone tower, unless you have it on this attack speed 5. It needs an attack speed 5, yes. Now, what ability should you get for your sniper that is totally conditional and you should not be using very much unless you're fighting really hard bosses or something? Well, you're going to want heavy weapons. Obviously, you want that higher damage because it's a conditional tower. Probably going to be using for story mode for these bosses or even for the strong enemies. And you're going to want penetrating bullets. Not the type of explosion that, kind of doesn't remind you of those explosions that I just talked about. Nothing like those. But I guess it gets its job done or something. I don't know. I have to believe that or something to make this thing great and not seem discriminatory against anything that's not explosive. That was really fast. I am sorry. But what I'm actually getting at is that, well, we have to get to the oh crap! I forgot. Where did I put this guy on the end? Yeah, right here. Because there's flying enemies. I forgot. This is a bad show off for this guy. Okay, now, where does the magic come for this tower? We all know that every tower has its magic. And so for most of them, and if not all of them, have been the 10 level 10 abilities, and it's no different for the sniper. Sniper has a very nice, and I mean very nice, level 10. It's not what you're going to be looking for late game, but it's very nice nonetheless, because it turns out that this is a little buggy. I don't know if the bug is still in effect, don't take my word for it, but there is on occasion a chance that it will kill Stakey and I think mob chain, maybe even constructor, in a single hit thanks to kill shot. Yeah, I know. That's insane. Even though right here says kills any non-boss enemy, sniper seems to be like, you know what, I don't care, I'm gonna kill everyone. And now, the tower on its own is not very strong. As we're demonstrating here, it's very easy where you're like, wow, this sniper's doing great. What is he talking about? Yeah, this is on 100% difficulty. On 180% difficulty, with no tile help, this sniper would be useless. And I mean completely useless. Like, it would be completely overwhelmed, and I need like a missile and a sniper and, not a sniper, but Tesla, all that good stuff. You need that all for the sniper. Standalone tower, not great. As a maybe back up there, like, you know, like in case you're getting absolutely wrecked and you're like at 50% damage, you're like, oh no, what will I possibly do? And then the sniper comes in and saves your day. You're probably gonna be very grateful then. Where's the oh, there she is. Stinky, right there. We're almost there. Okay, now you'll be wondering, why did I make this video? Because I seen people start upgrading like basic towers, and I'm just like, no, comrade, no. Yeah, look at that. Oh my god. It's on 100% difficulty. I don't care. That was quick. That was nearly instant. Doesn't matter if this is on an easier difficulty. That was instant. There was no pause. There was just nothing. It was just dead. They didn't even get out of the tower. Sniper is a boss killer. Alright, that's where it specializes. You're not gonna need that for most and you're not gonna want it for most maps. For most maps, you're gonna be using it for strong enemies early game until you get to Tesla. Then Tesla's gonna completely replace it and throw it out the window, except for bosses, which you might need it sometimes because your Tesla still sucks and you can't upgrade anything. Because I need to upload a farming video because that's important to you all. Whatever. But I hope you know what I mean, right? Sniper is not like a tower that you're gonna be using in like your custom maps and stuff. It's a tower you're gonna be using very sparingly to just take out some good old enemies and bosses in your story mode. Sniper, I think, is another special tower, exactly like Tesla, that you're only gonna be using really for your early game story mode, and maybe even a little bit of the late game story mode, but story mode only. So this little campaign thing, this 5.1 and the 5.2, 2.8, 3.1, whatever. That's what I'm talking about. This is where these towers are gonna shine. Other than that, I don't see them viable outside of it, just because they're so limited. Again, the only towers that exactly translate, they're the big four. There's a fifth one in there, but I don't usually count it. People count it, I don't count it. But it's the cannon, freezing, blast, and missile. Those are the big four. People like to include splash in there, but I'd like to talk about why exactly I don't think that is in another video. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Maybe I'll make another video as to why other towers aren't viable and how we can make them viable, or even have some fun with them, trying to do everything we usually do. Maybe even do a 5.5 farming video with everything but the big four that we always use. That'd be interesting. Maybe some of you are hoping to see something like that, because right now we just have a bunch of boring content that no one really watches. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. See you all next time as soon as I get my stuff together. Look at that, it reached its level 10 stuff. Oh, we can upgrade this. The overkill. Alright, thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.